So in the final section of this podcast, let's talk about getting the most out of these GSC recommendations, which ones you should really pay attention to, which ones you maybe can look the other way, or you want to get some advanced counsel from an expert on the matter. So with every new feature or tool like this, it's important to kind of understand where it's coming from. So these are not hand-selected recommendations by an actual person. These are going to be developed by their software, and whether it's AI or data-driven rules around this, these recommendations are ultimately not human approved, right? And so there's benefits and drawbacks with that. I would say the benefits is that this can be done at scale. You're going to get these maybe more commonly or more frequently is the word I'm looking for, than if a human were to do it. And they can really get into a lot of the granularity of the data and find items that are of value where the human eye, just wouldn't be able to do it when they're trying to consume such vast amounts of data and go through 10 different reports and find that one piece that, can be very valuable. Some of the downsides, though, are that these are not, going to be always super beneficial to you, right? And they may not be super beneficial to you because there's always going to be some of this that if you follow to the letter of the law, you're going to be spending too much time on it, and it's not really going to have a large impact on there. They're not going to probably tell you anything that is, actually wrong. If you were to say, is this, technically right when it comes to the best optimizations practices for SEO, but they will tell you that, you have this problem, and, maybe it's a big problem, and there's 100 URLs that, have this thing that you need to go fix. You're going to have to determine how important that item is. And that's where it's really challenging. If you are an amateur and you don't spend a lot of time on this, you're going to have a really difficult time understanding which of these recommendations are going to be valuable or not. And that's where bringing somebody in who is, has an advanced understanding of SEO, and I think most importantly, real hands-on training in competitive environments with law firm websites where they can actually see, by doing these things, did it have a negligible impact on performance? Because my belief in this area is that a lot of these recommendations, or a good portion of them, I want to say a lot, it's kind of like busy work a little bit, right? Because they've got this new feature and they say, okay, we're going to give everybody recommendations. Well, what happens when, there's really not that many recommendations, or the recommendations are not weighted properly? It ends up being kind of a bad product. And so I think they're going to err on the side of throwing a lot of recommendations. And I'm basing this on our experience with Google Ads, for instance, where they use AI to deliver all these recommendations. And some of them are good, but a lot of them are going to be giving advice based on their idea of what a good campaign is. And in reality, what we have learned is that what's good for Google in the ad world is not always good for the consumer. They want you to spend as much money as possible, get as many clicks as possible. Whereas with us, we want a much more restrictive, filtered group of clicks that are going to be only tied with our highest level consumer, so the most high value target of a client. And so it ends up creating this kind of spam that's happening, that, oh, you should be doing this, you should be adjusting this bid by 10%, or the time of day. And again, sometimes that's super valuable and really helpful. There's a bunch of these that can be really small, easy kind of layup type opportunities, like going and making sure a page is indexed properly, right? Or making sure that certain tags are not there that are going to prevent it from being indexed. Maybe there's a piece of data like meta description is missing, or the title is missing, different things like that, which are just real basic SEO elements. And having the benefit of the Search Console to come in and pick up on those things and give you that advice is super valuable.